Hey everybody, I'm actually about to record my fourth podcast episode, but it's the first episode that's being recorded. So I'm excited for y'all to watch it, and I'm excited for you guys to see a different view, in a different angle of like how things are working here, my mindset, my facial expressions, and how I kind of vibe with this. So I'm about to press record. You ready? Let's get it. What's up, everybody? It is Agreeing with Q. I'm the host, Keanu, or Q, whatever you want to call it. But I am back with I believe this is the fourth episode. And guys, I'm going to jump right in because I've been trying to figure out what I wanted this episode to be about, what I wanted it to be called. And I wasn't getting that that oomph. I wasn't getting that, yep, that's it. So I was laying on the couch, literally 20 minutes ago. And I was like, it's going to be about this. I've been thinking about this. I've been dealing with this. It's going to be about this. I was telling somebody the other day that when I'm passionate about something, people enjoy it because I'm passionate about it. So, but before I do that, I want to see how y'all weekend was. Slide up on my Instagram or my Facebook or whatever you have me on, and tell me how your weekend was. Tell me how you guys been enjoying the podcast. Tell me how I can, make it better. Be respectful, but tell me how I can make it better, okay? Anything that you would like to hear me talk about, let me know. We can get it taken care of, and I will talk about it. I just got to find a way to do it, but I'll talk about it. So my weekend was good. My Christmas was good. New Year's was good. Yeah, everything went well. Everything went well. I'm blessed. Even things that didn't go well, I'm still blessed. I got my family, my immediate family, my big family, my whole family. All of us were able to be together. And it's just nothing like being around family. It's nothing like being around the people that you love and the people that love you, the people that know you like nobody else knows you. Your family knows you, and they gonna put up with you. When don't nobody else want to put up with you, they gonna put up with you. So enough of that though. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Thank you guys for all the feedback that y'all been giving me. I really appreciate it. Let's get into it. Decisions. That's what this episode is about. Decisions. What do I mean when I say that? So, of course, everybody has the New Year's resolutions and all that kind of stuff, which I get, and I'm here for it. But my thing is, I want to make better decisions this year. And those who have me on Instagram and Facebook, you probably already seen the video. A couple of days ago, I talked about making the same silly decisions. But yeah, I want to make better decisions this year. Meaning any decision that I made that didn't benefit me in the past or even last week or last year, I'm done with it. I cannot continue to make the same bad decisions. I cannot continue to make the same mistakes. I can't afford it. I cannot afford it. And when I say afford it, I mean financially, I mean mentally, physically. Some things you just can't take any more of. Some things you can't bear. I can't take it. Listen, if it's anything else happens, I'm going to crack or I'm going to break. And that's where I'm at. I'm at a place where it's I can't afford to max out another credit card. I've paid these credit cards out up 3 times. I can't afford to keep swiping. I can't afford to pay for it all over again. No. Then that's physically. My credit can't afford it, right? That's physically. But even deeper than that, on a mental level, we can't afford to make the same crazy decisions. We can't afford to make the same mistakes. And I'm in a place where once I've learned my lesson, the issue has been rectified, it's time to move on. Move on. It's time to move forward. It's time to, forget those things. If it was a bad mistake, forgive yourself and move on. Forgive yourself and move on. So there's a scripture that I've been really praying about and meditating on and talking to God about. It is Proverbs 26:11, I believe. I talked about it on Facebook the other day. It says that as the dog returns to his vomit, a fool returns to his folly. And folly is what is folly? Folly is I would say folly is foolishness. Foolishness. That's the best way to describe it. Something that is meaningless, something that could have been avoided, something that really doesn't benefit you. It's foolishness. So when I read that scripture, I'm like, man, like as a dog returns to his vomit, a fool returns to his bad decisions, basically. And I don't want to be a fool, but it makes sense. It makes sense. It just shows me how we as humans, how we do. We get out of a situation and then we do it again, or we get ourselves out of a situation, then we return to those same situations. And it doesn't even have to be like a situation. It can be something like a bad decision, or it could be something you're trying to break away from. It's just that scripture basically, to me, paraphrasing, saying this is how you look. This is how you look. So when I read that, I'm like, this is how I look. This is how I look when I pay off that credit card and I pray to God and say, Lord, help me pay off this debt. And then I go and swipe that same credit card again. Or when I say, Lord, remove these people out of my life. And then he does it. And then I say, oh, you can come back in my space. No. If God moved them out your life, let them go. Let them go. If God moved them, let them go. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm at a place where I can't afford it. I can't afford any bad decisions. And matter of fact, not only can I not afford it, but I want these decisions to be beneficial. I'm not just making decisions for right now, but I'm making decisions for my future. Like, it's so much that we can be doing right now. Invest in your future. I'm looking into stock, and I'm looking into life insurance and things that are going to benefit me. Not just me, but the generation after me. God forbid something happens to me. I want to make sure that the decisions that I make today benefit my mom and the family that I leave here. God forbid something happen. Or even my kids that are unborn, my niece, these decisions have to be made on a futuristic level. We can't just keep making decisions like based off of how we feel and based off, how we feel. Every decision that we make is based on how we feel. Every bad decision that I made was based on how I felt. Everyone. And no matter what area you look at it. You can look at it on a love life type thing. You can look at it on a financial level, or any stupid decision that I've made because I felt like doing it. I felt like it was right and was wrong. So I just was like, I had little notes and I just was like about to go and revert back to them. But then I realized that I already passed up what I was talking about. So yeah, that's my thing, guys. Like, this is me like venting, but this is also me like sharing information. Let's make better decisions this year, man. Like, let's do better. Like, let's benefit ourselves, like, by making good decisions that are going to benefit not only us, but our family, generations. I want to create generational wealth. Like, I do. Like, I want to break the generational curses. I want the kids coming after me, even my baby cousins, I want them to be like, oh, Keanu, he changed the game, like, for our family. He was the first one to put our family up. Like, he was the first one to make sure that, he was the first millionaire, or he was the first, one to open the way, to start that. So I don't know why I think like this, but I'm grateful that I do, because I don't think like the normal 26-year-old. I think like, man, I want to make sure that my family is taken care of. I want to make sure that none of the decisions I make, my family has to pay for, I don't even want to pay for decisions that I make. So this year I am working on making good decisions. I'm working on, making sure my family is taken care of. I'm working on making sure that I'm taken care of, when I retire. So this is good information because it encourages you. Like, do you have life insurance? Do you have a bank account? Are you saving? And I'm not saying that I'm doing all this stuff, but I'm just saying these are things that we have to make decisions about. That car that I love, what's going to happen in 5 years? I'm going to just pay it off and get another one? Or what am I doing? What is benefiting my future? What decisions am I making today that are going to benefit my future? Am I cutting the people loose that don't mean me any good? That will benefit my future because I'm carrying you along. You know what I mean? I'm getting excited now because there's a scripture that I read. Okay, for those who know the Bible, when Peter was with Jesus told Peter, "Get thee behind me, Satan. You are nothing but a stumbling block." In so many words, he told Peter that. Now, Peter was one of the disciples. Peter was running with Jesus, right? Peter was running with Jesus. But see, what people don't understand is that Just because you're on the same team as me, or just because you love me, or just because you mean good to me, don't mean that you won't hinder my assignment. And that's what I had to learn. There's going to be people that will ride for you, love you, and will ride for you, but that don't mean you can't get in my way. Just because you love me don't mean that I need you right here. It's some people, for example, like that's like somebody messing with me on a job, and then my mom coming up there because she want to beat up the lady that's messing with me. I know my mom loves me. I know she has the best intentions for me. But mom, I don't need you to come up here and fight for me because now I'm gonna lose my job. So I'm saying you're gonna have people on your team who will fight for you, but that doesn't mean that they can hinder your assignment, right? Where am I going here? So for real, like it's like people on your team can also hinder your assignment. So you have to be careful. You have to make better decisions, even with the people that's on your squad. I want people on my squad that's gonna ride for me, ride or die, yeah. But I don't want you to benefit. I don't want you to hinder my future, or I don't want you to hinder my assignment. I'm getting turned up. There's two scriptures that I mentioned. It was the one where I talked about the dog returning to his vomit, and how a fool returns to his folly. And there's another one that I mentioned about Jesus telling Peter to get thee behind him because he's a stumbling block. The story with that was Jesus was actually telling the disciples what was coming to pass, what was going to happen. And Peter was like, "No, Jesus, I'm not letting it go down. That's not what's happening. That's not what's going to happen." But Peter didn't understand that Jesus had to do what he had to do to fulfill his assignment, right? So if Peter would have, this is just me, my personal opinion. If Peter would have rolled like, all right, Jesus, that ain't going down, I'm not letting it happen, then where would we be today? Would Jesus have died? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I said that to say, like, don't let nobody get in your way. Don't let nobody get in the way of your future. You know, if you notice that, even if y'all on the same team, you notice that they really have your best intentions, maybe y'all need to talk. But listen, sis, I don't need you in the way because I got some, Listen, sis, I don't need you in the way because I got somewhere I'm trying to get. For real. Like, you know, Jeremiah 29:11, my favorite scripture. For I know the thoughts that I think towards you. God is saying thoughts of peace and not of evil to give me a future and a hope. You know, that's paraphrasing. So God is saying, I know the plans for you. So listen, sis or bro, like, I know you love me. I know you ride for me, but I don't need you messing up what I got. I don't need you messing up my future, right? So when I say decisions, I mean like all the way around. Make better decisions, whether it's in our squads, whether it's in the church you pick, whether it's the school, the job you work at. We have to live like these decisions are going to impact us. We have to make decisions like our life depends on it. And that's what I'm learning. I know this podcast is everywhere, but I kind of went somewhere I wasn't ready to go, but I meant it. Like this is me like pouring out my feelings and my desires, because I feel like I often have, me being transparent, I've made decisions that weren't the best decisions for me. Whether they were financially, whether it was people around me, whether it was people, you know, that I care for. But I am learning to make better decisions. I'm learning to make better decisions, you know, and I'm learning to check the people in my circle. I know you have my best interests at heart, but you gotta chill. I know you have my best interests at heart, but hey, hold on. Hold on. Let me see what God is doing first. You know, it's people that don't know what God is telling you. You know what I mean? It's people that don't know what you and God talked about, you know, so don't let the people around you hinder your assignment, you know, and that's going to be a part 2, because I'm going to talk about that the next time, about allowing people to hinder your assignment, you know. But I just want to talk about decisions, man. We have to make better decisions. We have to make better decisions, and we are not being fools and returning to our folly. We're not going back to the same foolishness, y'all. It's 2022. We doing better. We are doing better. We are doing better, making better decisions, making bigger decisions, and we are benefiting our future. We as people, we as a race, have to make sure that the kids coming behind us got something, you know what I mean, like to start with. You know what I mean? And it's not a requirement, but it's like, I want to make sure that my niece, because she's the only one that's, you know, I want to make sure my niece, you know, is benefited from her uncle. I want to make sure she can be like, oh yeah, my uncle did this for me. He made it easy for me. So I'm making decisions now that's going to benefit her. Right? So I know I keep talking about all this serious stuff. I promise we're going to laugh on this podcast, but I just had to get that off my chest. So I've stayed longer than I needed to, and then I wanted to, but I do want to thank y'all for listening to me. Like, y'all really have shown support, and I haven't even like promoted it as much as I should have, but y'all really have shown support, and I'm grateful for it. I love you guys. Add my podcast. Add my podcast is AWQ _ podcast. And if you can't add that one, add my personal Instagram name is QUIANODAVIS. I'm on Facebook, and then I'll be posting like these videos and stuff on both Instagram pages until I get everybody fully over there. Okay, so this is the first podcast that's recorded. So if you're listening to this, it's also about to be on YouTube. We here with it because I just want to give a visual. I know when I listen to podcasts, I want to see them. I want to see how passionate they are when they're in the studio or when they're wherever they're taping or recording their potty, whenever they're in the podcast recording. So whenever they're recording their podcast, geez. So I'm excited, guys. But show support. You can even follow my podcast so you can see when I upload stuff. You'll be notified. All right. Thank you, guys, and talk to you later. Once again, this is Agreeing with Q, and I'm your host, Keanu. Bye, guys. Okay, YouTube. That was my first time recording a podcast, like live, not live, but you know what I mean. So y'all tell me what y'all think. Tell me what y'all think. Y'all can comment and y'all can see like you know, how I feel about it, how passionate I believe I am about it. So we're making better decisions, y'all, okay? All right. Bye, guys. And what's my YouTube name gonna be? I forgot. It was, what was it, Q Squad or something like that? I used to call y'all. But I'm back with the podcast. So subscribe and like, comment. Let me know what y'all think. Bye, guys.